Kazakh parliamentarians discuss non-proliferation, space exploration and cultural cooperation with their Japanese counterparts as part of their visit to Japan. Deputy Speaker of Majlis, the lower house of the Kazakh parliament, Gulmira Isimbayeva, held talks with the speakers of both houses of Japan's parliament. Kazakh lawmakers met with Tadamori Oshima, the speaker of the lower house of Japan's parliament.
Два лидера наших стран за 5 лет 7 встреч провели в интересах наших народов.
The two leaders of our countries had 7 meetings in 5 years, and we need to keep up with this pace on both parliamentary and governmental levels. We are interested in expanding cooperation in agriculture and energy, and we are also interested in Japan's experience in high technologies and information and communication sector.
Технологии и информационно-коммуникационной сфере, как в рамках формата двусторонних отношений, так и в рамках формата Центральная Азия плюс Япония.
The Japan-Kazakhstan Parliamentary Friendship League has been operating for 25 years. The association helps lawmakers of both countries conduct a useful dialogue and achieves effective results. Inter-parliamentary meetings have a positive effect on the development of cooperation between the countries. It is important to have more contacts between the lawmakers. We expect the launch of direct flights between the capitals of the two countries in September, which will reduce the travel time from 11 to 5 hours. We will also conduct meetings more often. I believe that Kazakhstan and Japan will enhance cooperation in many areas, including parliamentary ties. Both Kazakhstan and Japan have wonderful cultures, and we are set to strengthen cooperation between the younger generations of our countries. Kazakh and Japanese lawmakers will continue their dialogue in both bilateral and extended formats. The Kazakh capital will host the 4th meeting of speakers of Eurasian countries' parliaments this September. Farmers in Jambil region are building a new feedlot designed for 8,000 cattle. The project worth 1 billion tenge is expected to be implemented by the end of the year. To date, 70% of the construction works are completed. The project's first phase was commissioned 4 years ago, where the local farmers are raising 3,000 cows. Last year, the farmers exported 200 tons of meat to Kyrgyzstan and are planning to ship their output to Uzbekistan, China and Iran. We are planning to export more than 450 tons of beef and lamb. Last year, our enterprise sold a total of 370 tons of meat. Our farm delivered its output to neighboring Kyrgyzstan and a meat plant in the town of Merke. There are 7 large facilities among 26 cattle farms in the district. Each enterprise has about 3,000 cattle. Last year, local farms exported 1,000 tons of meat and are set to sell 1,500 tons this year. Meanwhile, farmers in Jambil district of Almaty region are planning to sell about 500 tons of meat this year. Local cattle farmers are actively working at 5 feedlots where they raise more than 3,000 cattle. Entrepreneur Askar Raikulov started his business in 2017. In the first year of operation, his farm exported 1,500 cattle and the enterprise has doubled its shipment values last year. We delivered more than 260 tons of meat to the local stores in 2018. We exported another 50 tons to Kyrgyzstan. This year, our farm is planning to produce about 500 tons of meat, including 150 tons, which will be exported to neighboring countries. Local farmers are said to increase the number of cattle by means of active introduction of new technologies, expansion of feedlot areas, and building of new processing plants. The cattle farmers believe that the export values will exceed the target figures. Entrepreneurs in Taraz reconstructed and commissioned an ammonium phosphate fertilizers plant. The plant was opened due to a high demand for Kazakhstan-made products. 7 million tenge were allocated for the investment project. As a result, the plant's annual capacity increased from 300,000 to 500,000 tons of products. The mineral fertilizers are exported to multiple countries including South America, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Russia and China. Uzbekistan is another country interested in the Kazakh fertilizers and is planning to purchase 50% of the enterprise's output. Previously, fertilizers were purchased in spring and autumn, while now the demand for them is high in any season. About 40% of the output remains in Kazakhstan because since last year, Kazakh farmers started purchasing more fertilizers and the demand increased. One of the reasons is that the government subsidizes about 50% of the purchases. Producers in Tajikistan have established cooperation with their foreign partners. The Tajikistan Spring 2019 International Exhibition was held in Dushanbe. More than 100 companies from Tajikistan, Russia, Uzbekistan, South Korea, Afghanistan, Turkey and Belarus took part in the event. Products in various industries such as construction, food and light industry, as well as agriculture, handicraft, energy and pharmaceuticals were showcased at the event. The purpose of organizing such exhibitions is, first of all, the presentation of goods from Tajikistan. In addition, we can establish close ties with foreign partners and attract foreign investments to the economy and industry of Tajikistan. Kyrgyzstan and Russia are strengthening cooperation in education. The first forum of university rectors of the two countries took place in Bishkek. Representatives of more than 70 leading Russian universities attended the forum. Today, Kyrgyzstan wants to introduce the best approaches in education. Kyrgyz President Sorunbay Jeenbekov highlighted that education is a key resource that determines the future of the country. He said that it is possible to withstand the global competition by developing this area. We need to have a common educational side. Our allied relations, first of all, should be strengthened in the spiritual, humanitarian as well as intellectual areas. The strategic partnership and friendship of our countries determines the human capital that we are forming. The topics of joint training of professional staff were the main focus of attention in the forum. In addition, the participants discussed cooperation in research activities. Experts highlighted that special attention should be paid to the topics of promoting the development of socio-cultural and research educational integration of the Eurasian space, including research aimed at studying the history, culture and traditions of nations.
Способом, единственным центром и возможностей единственной.
The only way, center and opportunity that can solve these challenges are definitely universities. They are preparing the posterity. They should prepare the young people who understand that they are responsible. Great Vernetsky once said that a man is a geology-forming environment. This means that a man is also responsible for the biosphere, for the environment and for the life on the planet.
Также ответственен за биосферу, за экологию, за жизнь на планете.
As a result, 7 agreements on cooperation between the universities of the two countries were signed. A memorandum of understanding between the Osh State University and the Kazan Federal University was also signed. Nazarbayev University is a center of attraction for students and teachers from around the world. Representatives of more than 50 different countries study and work there. Every day, they find out something new about the culture and life in Kazakhstan. Claire Griffin, who is a historian of science from the UK, is currently learning how to play dombra.
This is a very international community. So, of course, our students are mostly from Kazakhstan, but we also now have students, particularly our master's students, we have coming in from China. Even we have a master's student from Mexico. We have faculty from Europe, from North America, South America, across Africa, Asia. We have people from all over the place. And it's wonderful to hear so many languages spoken on campus, having people coming together and share their different traditions with each other.
International students choose Kazakhstan for various reasons. For example, graduate student from Mexico, Sandra Real, who studies culture of the countries of Eurasia, came to study at Nazarbayev University to further conduct research.
I'm studying Eurasian Studies, So Eurasian studies is connected to the study of the culture, the traditions, and the languages of the region. And what a better place to do it than here in Nazarbayev University, where you can explore Kazakhstan, you can explore the neighboring countries. We have talented faculty members. The studies are in English language, so this is like the main motivation for students to come here to Kazakhstan.
In 2016, Nazarbayev University had successfully adopted the concept of internationalization. Today, it is one of the most prestigious universities in Kazakhstan.
Әлемнен жарығын сыйладың сен маған, даланың әр гүлін жинадың сен маған, сен берген қос.
24-year-old Vyacheslav Chernev takes interest in cultures of various countries and learning languages. Initially, the linguist learned Tatar, Bashkir, and Turkish languages and is currently fluent in 10 languages, including Kazakh. The polyglot admits that he enjoys Kazakh music and books.
Біріншісі әрине абай, онсыз болмайды. Қазақ тілін меңгерейін десең, оның
I am primarily interested in Abais's works. It is not possible to master the Kazakh languages without learning Abais's poems. The other prominent Kazakh poet is Nurtugan Jirau, who had a very difficult life fighting for the rights of the Kazakh people, culture, and language. I am also interested in modern Kazakh music.
қазақ тілінде өмір сүрген қазақ әншілерді ұмытпаймын, тек қана ақындармен шектелуге болмайды.
Last year, Vyacheslav Chernev visited Kazakhstan for the first time. He attracted attention at a scientific conference in Almaty. The polyglot's speech in Kazakh was welcomed with standing ovation.
Рұқсат берсеңіз, сөзімді қазақша бастаймын, себебі деп сөйлесе бастадым да, бәрі таңғалып қалды. Иә, әркім таңғалып қалды, өйткені
At the conference, I started my speech by saying, if you don't mind, let me start my speech in Kazakh, which caught the audience by surprise. Since I was a Polish delegate and was born in a Russian city, the participants expected me to speak English or Russian. However, when I started my speech in Kazakh, the conference participants were surprised. So, I presented my report in Kazakh. I hope to visit Kazakhstan multiple times in the future. During my stay in your country, I felt the hospitality and the Kazakh people's desire to preserve the Kazakh culture and language.
тілімізді сақтаймыз, мәдениетімізді сақтаймыз деп өмір сүруі сезіліп тұрды.
This year, Vyacheslav is planning to take part in the Turkology conference in the Kazakh capital, and he also wants to visit Kazakhstan's ancient cities and holy sites.
Әрине, мен тағы да Қазақстанға келгім келеді. Сол тарихи жақтарында Тараз сияқты, Түркістан сияқты, Шымкент сияқты осындай тарихи.
I definitely want to visit Kazakhstan again, and during my stay, I want to visit ancient cities such as Taraz, Turkestan, and Shymkent. I learned about the Kazakh culture by means of the Bashkir culture. Therefore, I am interested in mutual contacts between the Turkic people and the ways they built up cooperation.
Бір-біріне өте жақын болуы, сол мен қызықтырады.
According to Vyacheslav, more people are interested in Kazakhstan. The young man believes that it is important to open a Kazakh center in Warsaw where attendees can learn the Kazakh culture and language. The polyglot admitted that he is ready to teach the Polish residents. Ankara hosted a Kazakh food festival. The event organizers served a table full of delicacies for the visitors and residents of the Turkish capital. The festival visitors had the opportunity to try both widespread dishes of the Great Steppe and also items based on ancient recipes of the Kazakh traditional cuisine.
Бірінші рет ұлы дала тағамдарының
We are holding the food festival of the Great Steppe for the first time. We brought 120 kilograms of smoked and freshly cooked horse meat, as well as 30 liters of kumis, shubat, and many other foods.
Қымыз бен шубат әкелдік, тағы да басқа тағамдарымыз бар.
It is not easy to gain Ankara residents' attention with a wide variety of foods, as there are multiple national cuisine restaurants in the Turkish capital. Therefore, the event organizers thoroughly prepared for the festival. Turkish food lovers admitted that they enjoyed the Kazakh food and tried horse meat for the first time.
Güzel, lezzetli, değişik. Fakat kültürü...
The Kazakh and Turkish people have common origins and similar languages. However, our cuisines turned out to be different. We mainly cook lamb and beef. I tried horse meat for the first time and I liked it. I heard that this meat is beneficial for health. And as a health professional, I think that it is very important. I drank kumis and shubat here and they tasted similar to ayran. I tried the Kazakh-style meat, which is the main dish of the Kazakh cuisine. At first, the meat seemed greasy, but it is very tender and easy to digest. If such festivals are held more often, we will learn more about the cuisine of our ancestors. The first food festival of the Great Steppe was attended by many admirers of the Kazakh traditional food. After the event, the festival visitors watched a theater performance organized by the local drama group Otao. A Kazakh handicraft center was recently opened at the House of Friendship in the Kazakh capital. The center provides sessions for residents to learn the Kazakh applied art, including blanket embroidery, as well as headwear and accessory designs. One of the center's first students is Jannat Altinbek.
Я пришла научиться шитью, курпе. Это то, что делали наши бабушки.
I came here to learn how to make Kazakh traditional blankets, which our grandmothers and mothers used to make. I decided to come here because I wanted to learn more about Kazakh traditions. There is a student in our session who has never sewn before. We came here because we want to be closer to our traditions. The idea of opening the center was Irza Tursinzada's plans for many years. The famous Kazakh designer has conducted many sessions throughout Kazakhstan on the basics of cutting and sewing, and she continuously shares her extensive experience with her trainees. The craftswoman said that the Kazakh applied art has always been popular among the Kazakh women in the past. These students will revive the ancient arts. We teach our trainees to preserve the traditional crafts and generate income by selling the items, as well as the basics of business development. Most importantly, these developments will help revive the world of the Kazakh woman. Yirza Tursinzada has been collecting the best elements and samples of the Kazakh folk crafts for 50 years. The crafts, which includes household items, traditional silver jewelry, felt carpets, weapons, musical instruments and antiquities, are presented at the Mother's Legacy exhibition.
Начиная из глубины веков,
My collection is made up of many items, including very old pieces. For example, I have a musical instrument, asatayak, which is about 100 years old. In addition to household items, I also have other exhibits which were used in a wide range of purposes. There are items specifically used by women, men, and in the yurt. I have a large collection of musical instruments, which includes various Kazakh traditional instruments. There are also a lot of tools, which were used by the nomadic women in my collection. The Handicraft Center organizers believe that the Kazakh traditional crafts are a valuable heritage of the nomadic people, which should be preserved and shared with the younger generation of Kazakhs. The Kazakh dance ensemble won the Grand Prix at the international festival and competition Salute to Talents in Paris. In addition to the main prize, young artists received a number of gold and silver medals. Almost 400 children from 10 different countries took part in the competition. The audience enjoyed the professional show of classical works, bright and colorful dances and theatrical performances, as well as new style performances. The participants were evaluated by a competent jury. I'm jubilant to see that our children showed a very high level of preparation. The modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program and the Youth Year in Kazakhstan, initiated by the first president, provide great opportunities and contribute to development of children. We were welcomed very well. The members of the international jury, especially the Russian members, liked our performance very much. Due to such contests, we become inspired and spiritually enriched to show our capabilities.
өзіңнен мықтыларды көріп соларға қарап өзің шабыттанып сондай болғың келеді ғой.
The Grand Prix winners have passed to the final stage of the competition, which will be held in St. Petersburg. The winner of the competition will be awarded a cash prize, says the organizers.